And welcome to the third hour of American Agenda. I'm Heather Childers. Bob Sellers is off today, but now we're joined by our family of co-hosts. Lawyer and GOP strategist Ford O'Connell, host of Money Talk with Melanie and member of Project 21, Melanie Collette, and host of KDWN Radio, Steve Sanchez. Welcome to everyone. Great to have you with us. Well, former President Trump on fire, to say the least, this weekend, speaking in Phoenix, Arizona. He's doing better in the polls also, outpacing current President Biden in terms of favorability. So let's jump right into this. Look at this Rasmussen Reports poll showing Mr. Trump at 52% favorable as opposed to President Biden's 51%. And then you have Mr. Biden more unfavorable than Trump, leading at 48% over Mr. Trump's 46%. Ford, I'll start with you. Your thoughts?
Look, I've always thought that President Trump is going to run in 2024. I think what's really this is more telling of is that we're 6 months into the Biden presidency and the honeymoon is over. You know, the big lie in 2020 was that Biden was going to be a moderate and that he was going to unify the country. And what Americans are waking up to is rising crime, inflation, and border chaos. Right now, the Republicans are in a great position to win the White House in 2024 because America's not liking what they were sold by Biden.
Yeah. Melanie, what do you think?
Exactly. Say what you want about President Trump's demeanor and the way he's, slung arrows on Twitter. People liked his policies. The country appreciated his policies and feeling like America was put first, that we were put first, that we were safe from terrorists and our enemies abroad, that we were safe from people coming into our borders without permission and illegally. People felt safe. The economy was doing well. And so, like I said, actually, I think banning him on Twitter and other platforms may have done him a favor. America misses President Trump.
Yeah. Steve, in tracking President Biden's job approval, your reaction to these approval ratings and then the ones we just showed, this Rasmussen report showing that really only half approval to the Biden administration's job numbers. Your thoughts?
I agree with, Ford and Melanie. It was only a matter of time, that Biden's inept, and I have to say it, I'll say it, inept way of doing business would actually start waking people up. I'm confident even those that voted for him are awakening, that giant within saying, my goodness, we're 6 months into this thing, and how many more months do we have to go? It's only going to be a short 3.5 years, friends. That's what they tell me, until we're, ready to make another decision in 2024. We've seen nothing yet, Heather. I mean, my goodness, this is just the appetizer that's been served to us. The main course hasn't even come yet.
Yeah, I want to go back to you, Ford, because I was looking earlier today. I spoke with Dick Morris about this when it comes to kind of taking it apart, the different issues that the country is facing right now. And when it comes to President Biden's approval with voters on handling of specific issues, 63% approve of his handling of COVID. You go down to, the rising crime that we're experiencing. Only 39% believe that he's doing a good job with crime. You have 37% when it comes to gun violence, 37% his handling of the southern border crisis, only 53% in terms of economic recovery right now, Ford.
Well, I think that that's exactly right. And I think that when you look at illegal immigration, the border catastrophe, you look at what's going on with rising crime and inflation, as well as critical race theory being taught in public schools, the Republicans are teetering on a red wave in the 2022 midterms with respect to taking back the House. But I think what's shocking here is when you look at these numbers, and you also see that Vice President Kamala Harris's numbers aren't very good either. And what you're seeing is they have no policy prescriptions for what ails America. And what they'd rather talk about right now is re-engineering the voting election laws in this country. I can't imagine a more tone-deaf administration 6 months in.
Yeah, and Melanie, as a result of all of this, people are not as optimistic as they used to be. We can bring these numbers up as well. Back in April and May, 64% of people were more optimistic. Now, 45% of people are optimistic, and 55% are actually pretty pessimistic about the direction of the country.
What is there exactly to look forward to. I got to be honest. Like I'm with the people who think that there's a very pessimistic future ahead of us. There's none of the problems that everyday Americans are concerned about are being addressed. The crime rate is skyrocketing, and the way that they're approaching it from a policy perspective is to get the gun runners and not actually put criminals in jail. They've opened up our borders with COVID infected immigrants. They're not getting tested. They're not getting vaccinated. That's a problem. The economy is not doing all that well as far as inflation is concerned. Everything is costing Americans more. What is there to be optimistic about? I don't see it.
And then, Steve, you have the president of the United States out there every time he does speak with these, what they're referring to as gaffes, but this very real concern that's spreading across this country by both Democrats and Republicans as to what is going on with President Biden.
Yeah, I mean, look, Ronnie Jackson, physician for Obama, physician for Trump, just made some comments the other day concerned about his cognitive abilities and thinking that eventually he could resign or the 25th Amendment can be invoked. I mean, that's pretty scary because I'll be quite honest, and I'll say it here publicly. I'll hold my nose and pray for the best with Joe Biden at the helm, as opposed to having cackling Kamala Harris running the country, because I don't even want to go there. I mean, you talk about pessimism and optimism. Just take a poll here 6 months, a year down the road. If she was literally the commander-in-chief, we'd be the laughingstock. And I'll be honest with you, Heather, I already think we are the laughingstock around the globe.
Yeah, all of that combining to make for these latest poll numbers that we're seeing. Thank you very much, panel.